What's up, guys? Welcome back to my garage. We got the start of a fun new project. I just picked up this sandblast tank, which I would imagine is probably about 250 gallons, and we're going to make a new offset smoker with it. The one I made last year works good, but I just been wanting something a little bit bigger. This is what I found, and I think it's going to be perfect. So let's get started. Okay, so last night I got the legs cut off. I got them sitting here. I'm gonna lift it up in the air. I want center of the pipe, like grate height, to be right about 3 feet off the ground. So I'm gonna raise it up, tack these on just to kind of hold it, and then kind of figure out what I want to do for the door. I'm still waiting on material to get here. I bought this thing on a Saturday, and it's Sunday today, so there's no steel suppliers open anywhere around here on Sunday. So I'll get it lifted up in the air and then kind of start making a plan for how I want to build the frame underneath of it, and then so I think this is going to be what we're going to do for the main door opening here. I wrapped around it to measure the total circumference, divided it by 4, came up with 4/4, and then I'm going to go 1 inch in from both of that. That way I can have the grill grate itself sitting right about at the center part, right at the biggest point. And I think this is going to be good to cut . Alright, so I got 2 pieces of 1x1 angle welded in, or I guess, you know, a bunch of little tack welds in there. And I'm getting ready. I'm going to make the frame for the rack out of some 1x1 square. I got it here. Start fitting that up and weld that in. And then cut a piece of expanded metal, set that in there. And then that part should be about done for now. And I don't know, maybe I'll start working on the hinges and stuff. I got some cool laser plas cut hinge parts from a Texas offset smoker Etsy site. See if I can remember what it was when I start putting them in. Show you, they got, you know, Texas stars on them, and they look pretty sweet. So that's what we're gonna do for now. Fit this up. Mistake. Okay, kind of rookie mistake, I guess, but I'm not sure why I didn't think about it. But went to go put them in. Obviously, too big to get it in one piece. So cut another part real quick, tacked it in there. We'll give it a test fit again, and start making some grates. Kind of getting a map here of how I want to put the grates in. I want them running this way rather than the other way. Yeah, got them marked out here. Put them right down the center there. Right down the center of that. And so yesterday I got the grill grates in, and then last night I started fitting in this flat bar that's going to run along the outside. It took a little bit of fitting because when I cut the hatch out, it kind of twisted a little bit. So you kind of see down here, I still have some fitting to do here. Kind of dog that back out. I got a piece of flat bar kind of tacked in underneath that I tried to straighten this out with. Worked pretty good on this side, but over here I need to kind of fix that. So I got tiny little tack weld to kind of just keep everything from moving. So I think what I'm going to do now is work on getting my hinges located and welded in. I found these really cool things on Etsy, on a guy's page that makes little smoker parts, and it came in kind of a kit with hinges for the door and for the firebox and some little brackets to make handles, and everything looks good. You know, just having things like these are actually a pretty big time saver, not having to make tabs and drill holes in it. Even though these I got 1/2 inch hardware, I'm gonna have to drill that out real quick, make that a little bit bigger, clean it up. But I'm gonna get my drill all chucked up with a 1/2 inch bit, and then start working on hinges and a handle. Open. So, last couple hours here, I got the handle tacked up. I got this 1-inch flat bar kind of tacked up going around. I'm gonna dog it tight and then throw a couple little tack welds on it just to hold it, and then I'm gonna weld everything complete and then let it cool and normalize, pull all the tack welds off, and then see what it's at. If it just distorts the shit out of it, I'll obviously have to start over and think of something new, but so far that is the plan. Alright, well, I cut them loose. Stayed pretty good on this side. This side definitely popped. So, I don't know, we'll go down, see if we can fix that a little later. I don't know, it really ain't that bad, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna have to make a little clamp or something to keep that shut. Anyway. Still a little bit of coating inside here in a couple of spots. I think I'm just going to get the grinder out, put my respirator on, just go to town on that, get it down to bright metal all the way around. Probably shouldn't take too long. Okay, so I was trying to make every excuse why I didn't need to do it, but I just spent the last 3 hours with a grinder grinding the inside of this tank. So I did every damn inch of this tank except for this little spot right here that I'm going to cut out for the Firebox. So this is a, tank that was used for sandblasting. So it had like this weird, like rubberized coating in it that, I hit it with a 36 grit disc on a grinder and got like most of it off. But when it's sitting out here in my garage, I noticed like a weird kind of chemical smell to it. And I looked it up online, what's the best way to get rid of it. And pretty much the only thing I could find was use a grinder. And it's like rubber, so sandblasting stuff doesn't really take it off. That's what it's designed to stay on there when you've got sand going through it. So it is all nice and clean now. I got parts cut out here, 4 legs, 2 cross members, and 1 that's going to run the length of it here. It's a really steep radius going against the tank, so I just got my little bevel gauge there, close enough, and transfer that over to these legs here on both sides, and then I'm just going to cut those out with a cut-off wheel and maybe kind of contour them a little bit with the grinder so they fit in there tight. And I went and picked up some nice new caster wheels with some red polyurethane. Should make this thing look pretty sweet. So I got the base here tacked up and nice and square, ready for setting the tank on top of it. Right now I think I'm going to cut some plates for the bottom and drill some holes for putting the casters on, and then hoist this up and set it down on the base, or set it down and kind of get an idea where it's going to go, and mark out for cleaning paint and tack it up. Okay, just getting ready to get back going here. Saturday morning. Working on the Firebox today. Kind of my idea is to have a 2-foot wide Firebox here, and then I'm going to go a little bit past it, about 2'4". So I've got a 4x8 sheet of 1/4 inch plate, and I got it cut down into 2-foot strips, and my idea is to just make 2-foot squares and then add a strip of 4-inch flat bar, because the price of metal is so high right now, and I've got flat bar laying around. To get 2 sheets of 4x8 to make like a 3-foot wide by 2-foot wide would make the price of this thing go up pretty quick. So that's the plan for now. I got the table cleared off, about to start cutting some parts and doing some fit up. Okay, so we're fitting up the Firebox here. Like I said, I got the extra flat bars. I'm doing it equal and opposite to kind of help with fit up. And you see here, I got this little gap where the 2 plates come together, not perfectly straight. So I got a piece of flat bar tacked down to the table and a little machinist wedge. So I'm going to take that and drive it in with my hammer. I got a piece of angle tacked down to the table here to keep it from moving, and we'll drive that in, close that gap up. I'll throw a good tack right there at the joint. Alright, move on to the other side. Alright, Firebox coming together pretty good. Yeah, I just checked it. It's all nice and square going around there. Got a little bit of a difference right here from cut somewhere along the lines, but my idea now is I'm going to put a 4-inch flat bar all the way around it, 2-inch flat bar on the bottom. I'm going to put another panel in here, and then I'm going to kind of use that flat bar to frame in the door. So, start cutting some parts, fitting that up. I got a little bit carried away building my door and everything, and I forgot that I wanted to do an insulated bottom. So I got some boiler insulation here, 1 inch thick, doubled up, and I got this chunk of plate in here, 2 inches. I'm gonna tuck that down in there real good, and then tack that front back on. been making good progress. Got a hinge all tacked up, ready to go. Got kind of a handle system kind of thought up the way I'm going to work it. I got these notches, that way I can open the door up, put that notch in there, keep it open about 2 inches, and kind of control the temperature with that. And the smokestack will have a little baffle in it, but I think I'm going to try and get it in a position at the back of the tank here and start scribing it in and making my cuts, and go from there. Got this piece of angle tacked up on here, 4 inches below center. I got it plumb this way, and that way. Well, I guess that's plumb, so it's level this way and level that way, and then it's centered in between here, so I can scribe the line here, get my length for the firebox, got my lines cut out, drawn out. Time to start cutting, knock this thing off, start cutting. I'm gonna go right around the weld right here, and then that should give me plenty of meat to get the firebox tacked on. All right, here we go. That's actually looking good. That's throwing fucking. Pretty good. So we got good applause. Yeah. Put some tacks. Back at it. Sunday morning. I got the smokestack and maybe a little firebox basket I was thinking about making out of some of the leftover expanded metal. But first I'm going to work on the smokestack, and I got a little plan right here laid out on the garage floor. I still got a chunk of 1/4 inch plate right here, so we're going to transfer that layout over to it and fire up the plaids and get to cutting. Alright, so I got the stack mocked up here. Got notched it out down at the bottom to slide in. You know, fit up's pretty good. Only problem is it's too big to put on in here in the garage, so I'm going to take the pipe off and scribe in the smokestack all mocked up. Looking good. Got the baffle on the top. A little handle made up here. Help control the heat. Now I gotta cut it off and do the scribe on the tank. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so last night I finished up doing the collector for the stack. Can't put it on because I don't got enough room here in my garage, but everything is fit up and ready for weld out. So, time to get to welding. So everything's all welded and went over it with sand and wheel. Got it buzzed down. Got an opening cut here for the Firebox. 1 inch on the top, 3 inches down. So everything's below the door opening. Over here on the collector, I trimmed the excess down and ground it smooth so everything flows out real good. So now comes the hard part of getting it out into the backyard so I can start sanding it and throw a coat of paint on it. Not too bad at all. So it's all sanded down with 80 grit on a palm sander. Got the smokestack on it after I got it outside. Definitely big. So I'm gonna shoot a coat of black on it and let it dry. all finished up. Got the brush burner going to kind of heat it up, cure the paint real good. Definitely getting hot real quick. It didn't take about a minute before it got to 400 there.